Good evening, good morning, wherever you're tuning in from. So the thing says I'm live. Let me just double check on my phone as well. This broadcast will be about how to increase attendance rate and conversion rate on sales calls. So you definitely want to pay close attention to that one. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Say hi, don't be shy. Let me know in the comments below where you're tuning in from, what country, what city, and what time it is for you now. So for me, it is 7 p.m. And yep, I can see I'm live in the group and on YouTube as well, which is amazing. Okay, so I'm very excited to talk to you about the session success implementer, I call it. We've got the first peeps tuning in. Say hi, don't be shy. Let me know if you're here. Give me a hashtag live if you're watching live. Give me a hashtag replay if you're watching the replay as well. Okay, so I know who is here, who is listening, and that's awesome. So the session success implementer is a strategy which I've implemented in my business and has helped me to increase show up rates on calls and conversion rates. Okay, so let me just share my screen real quick, and I will actually walk you through what that is, how it works, and how it looks like. And so you can implement that in your business as well and increase show up rate and conversion rate. Amazing. I can see the screen is sharing. So it's called the session success implementer. Okay, so the way I teach to my students how to go about sales calls is two ways. We qualify people. Number one, we qualify them in like a 10-15 minute call or connection call, vice versa. It's a two-way street, right? So the client or the potential client can also get a feel for if we are a good fit for each other. If we decide we're a good fit for each other, we book in another call, which is the strategy session, which goes usually between 45 minutes, 60 minutes, an hour and a half, depends on how the flow goes and how much we have to talk about. Okay, so there's two sessions we walk the client, the potential prospect through. Okay, and the session success implementer is a strategy which we have incorporated into Coach Marketing Hub. So Coach Marketing Hub is our software which all of our students get access to, including all of our strategies and automations already built for them. Okay, so that's how the backend looks like, and I will teach you how you can implement the session, the SSI, I call it. Let's just say SSI for to make it easier to pronounce in this video. SSI, the session success implementer. You can implement this with your own marketing software, or you can use Coach Marketing Hub and you will have the strategy implemented for you. Okay, so how this works, we have two calendars created. Okay, calendar number one is the qualifier calendar, and calendar number two is the strategy calendar. Why do we need to have two different calendars? Well, because we have different workflows attached to each booking. So let's say if someone books a 15-minute qualifier call, they're being put into an email sequence and a nurturing sequence, which is different to the one if they book a strategy session, if that makes sense. Okay. So two calendars attached to different workflows, okay? And let me see if I can, I'll just walk you through the different workflows, what we have set up here, and how it all works. So the topic of this video is to just keep on track how to increase show-up rate and conversion rate, okay? So if you are selling anything high ticket, probably you're taking people on the phone, right? High ticket, just to clarify terms here, means anything above $2,000. Anything below $2,000 can usually be sold in Messenger. So yeah, hopefully you are already on the high ticket train. If you want help to create a high ticket offer, let me know in the chat below. Let me know high ticket below, and I'll reach out to you and we can chat how we can help you to create a high ticket offer and then go on and sell it to your audience. If you don't have an audience, no worries. I can teach you how to build an audience in 6 weeks where you can reach your first 5-figure launch, okay? So back to the point, how to increase the show-up rates then once you have your offer in place and once you want to get people on the phone. Okay, so we want to number one, we want to remind them. We want to have sequences in place which remind people on the actual call, okay? And we do this through different ways. One is SMS, one is email, and one is Facebook messages, all right? So I already gave you the secret weapon here. So you see there's 8 workflows in this system. So we've created that. And number one is just a confirmation. Once someone books the call, you know, they get a confirmation, hey, yeah, congratulations, your call is booked, and here are your details. The system automatically creates, actually click on it. The system automatically actually creates a Zoom link and generates a unique Zoom link for each candidate. And then they go through this workflow, which is the same, just the appointment confirmation reminders is the same workflow for a strategy session and the qualifier, because it's just the same, right? So the system just generates confirmation emails with the date and time, with the time zone, with their time zone, right? Which can be sometimes confusing. So the system just does it automatically. The meeting location, that's the Zoom link, and then reschedule link if you want to give the opportunity to your people to reschedule, and to add it to the Google Calendar, to Outlook calendar, and so on, so that they actually don't forget about you and that they actually schedule it in their own calendar, okay? Then we wait 1 day before the appointment, and we send 24 hours before the actual appointment, we send another reminder, the same data, we send an SMS. Hey, this is a kind reminder for a meeting in 24 hours. Can't wait to chat. Best, Tina. Some of you guys have been through that sequence. Some of you guys are my students and you're using that sequence. So yeah, it's just a matter of having those multiple touch points with people so that they can get used to you. You know, there's this saying, when someone takes you out on a date, you know, guys or girls even also like to use the trick when they take you to many different places in one day. It makes you feel like you know that person for a very long time, okay? It's just a bit of a pickup trick here, but you do the same in marketing. In the more places you can say hi to people, the more they will feel you will actually know them. They'll actually know you. So in this case, we send an email, we send an SMS, so we are in a different location to say hi. The system can, for example, also schedule an Instagram direct messages if you have the handle, right? You could set this up like that. You can send Facebook messages as well, so that would be already 4 touch points, okay? So relating the appointment confirmation reminders, those are like 3-4 touch points, an SMS 1 hour before, another email 5 minutes before, another SMS 5 minutes before, okay? So that's like just the general appointment confirmation and reminder sequence. But you see there's 8 different sequences here, 8 different workflows. And to keep this video brief, I'm just gonna pick the qualifier call book, because that's, I think, very, very cool to know about. Once someone books a qualifier call, okay, they're being added, they're being tagged, and then they're being added to an opportunity. An opportunity is like the pipeline where you can see an overall view of people who have booked calls with you. Who do you need to follow up with? Where do you need to pay attention? Things like that. But the secret to actually increasing the show up rate and to increasing conversion rate is through nurturing people with your content, right? So you want to set your calendar in a way that there is at least 2 to 3 days in between the actual meeting and today when they book it. Why? Because you want to have the time to prepare people for the sale. So what you want to achieve here is you want to sell before people even come on the call. They should be ready to buy once they're on the call, and you can do this through different methods throughout the whole year, right? Conversion events, things like that. But once they're actually ready to book the call, you can send, your webinar, for example, or you can send different testimonials. You can send case studies. You can send an email to say, hey, how much money can you make in 30 days? Break it down in an example. For me, it is about money because I'm the business coach, right? For you, it could be anything. Like, for example, lose 5 kilos in the next 4 weeks with keto diet or whatever your thing is, right? Just show examples in your nurturing sequence and create that belief, like the belief for them that it's possible for them to do it too. Okay, you can name your own case studies. You can present your own results. You can present your clients' results. I would say do both, because I think it's very important to share your own results as like the authority in the space, right? But then also, of course, if you've got client results, excuse me. I've talked so much today, and now I'm having my cup of tea. Excuse me for a moment. So yeah, if you've got your own results and if you've got client results, you want to showcase both, right? Because there's people in the industry, they say like, oh my God, we're not interested in how much money you made. What about your clients? Then there's other people who say, I want to know how much money you made so that I can actually tap into proven strategies, things like that. And I say you should share both, okay? I think it's very important to share your own results, and I think it's even more important to share client results, and so that people can just understand, hey, these people did it, so can I. Like, that's really the thought process you want to elicit here. Yeah. And that's it. And then another 6 hours, you send another SMS to remind them to go check their email, right? So by that point, you had already 3 and then 4, so that's 7 touch points times 2, because of SMS, that's 14 touch points, which is amazing, right? So, and yeah, so the secret here is secret number 1, nurture your people. Prepare them for the sale before they come onto the call with nurture sequences like that, okay? Then secret number 2, once they've booked, you don't want to just have like a boring thank you page. This is my thank you page. You can see that. It's also integrated in the system. Once you become a client, you just have access to the full system. And otherwise, you can just replicate it as is. It's fine. So instead of just like saying, thanks for booking your call, see you later, you want to use that real estate here. You want to make sure to use every single bit of touch point you have with these people, right? Everyone who books the call will see the thank you page. So you better put something useful on there, okay? So here, first thing first, to just confirm, hey, your discovery call has been scheduled, okay? And then the 3 things you want them to do. For me, it is add this to your calendar so you won't miss it. So the system sends out an automatic email which says, hey, add this appointment to your calendar. If they don't click yes, it will not show up in their calendar, right? So you just want to remind them to do that. Then step number 2, join our Facebook group and mingle with other like-minded entrepreneurs. So you want to make sure people are in your ecosystem. Now they're in your email, in your email funnel, right? You have the phone number. Now you want to make sure that once they maybe unsubscribe from your email at some point, they're still in your Facebook group and you can still be in touch with them. Like you guys are watching this maybe on my YouTube channel right now or on my Facebook. So wherever you see this, it's another touch point where I can reach you apart from just your email, right? And then just to click the button to my Facebook group. And then step 3, hey, watch the videos below. As you can see, all of this is above the fold. Above the fold means the information is on the screen so you can see that without needing to scroll down. So many people wouldn't know there's any more information further down unless you say it. So just tell them, hey, watch the videos below, see what's possible. And then you just want to create videos and show testimonials again about your niche and see what's possible for them. Already start to break down objections, right? So what to do next when you failed. Many people have the fear of failure. So I'm definitely going to create a video about it and talk about it. What is failure? What are you going to do next when you failed? And so on, to help them create that belief and that motivation within themselves that they take the next step, which is then whatever, right? Losing that weight or creating that course or getting that divorce or going on that date and so on. Like, so what is that for you? What's that for your niche? Create content around that and present it right there and then, because everybody hits the thank you page, right? And then a little bit of education here about my niche as well. How to you need to sell the destination, not the journey. and then some case studies and success stories, people talking good stuff about me, then some screenshots, videos, a bit of a mix of both, okay? So that we pre-frame people's mind so that they can already see, hey, Tina's the real deal. I'm looking forward to this call, right? So it's just like one more step for them to think, great, hey, Robyn, she just recently launched her course through my, she was a student of our program, 5-week course launch. She just recently launched her course, and she sold to 7 people in first time when she launched her course, following our framework, right? So, and she talks about this. She's really an open book, and she really shares her whole journey there. But it wasn't for her, for example, it wasn't about the 7 clients. It was more about the clarity and confidence she got through going through that process once, and now she can just repeat it over and over and over again, which is amazing, right? So because many people out there have a clarity and confidence problem, this is like the perfect testimonial to share, because the clarity and confidence problem got solved for her while going through the program and while launching a course, right? So think about, what is that for you? What can you put onto your testimonial page, onto your thank you page, okay? And then number 3, I want to talk about 3 things today. So let me just quickly repeat. Say hi, don't be shy. I see peeps tuning in here. Hi, everybody. Where are you tuning in from? So number 1 was the nurture sequence, right? Prepare people in the nurture sequences. Send them testimonials, send them your webinar to check out and things like that. And number 2, use the real estate of the thank you page to pre-frame people's mind like this. And then number 3, I want to talk about the form. Okay, so in this system, so that's a calendar, for example, when people book the qualify call. You can, you have 3 different steps: team and event setup, availability, and confirmation. So once people sign up, they obviously need to leave their details, like a name, email address, phone number, and so on. So you need to connect it to a form, right? Like Calendly. And many of you guys maybe use Calendly. So if you use Coach Marketing Hub, you don't need to pay for Calendly anymore. And what I want to do here is, what I want to explain to you is to ask questions in this form already, because some people, believe it or not, come onto a 15-minute call and they expect you to change their life and business in a 15-minute call. And that's just not reality. And I don't want to talk to these people anyway. So therefore, I make it very clear in my form to ask questions in a way that it's very clear where this call is going, that the call is there to figure out if we're good fit to work with each other or not. That's it, right? And not that I can change your business in 15 minutes, because it's not possible, okay? So I ask questions like, hey, are you looking for a coach to help you get through your obstacles? If people say yes, great. If people say no, I will cancel the call before I even get on the phone, okay? Number 2, are you ready to get started later on or as soon as possible? This question is very important as well. If people say later on, it depends on how busy I am. If people say later on and I'm really busy, I cancel the call. If people say as soon as possible and I'm really busy, I definitely take the call, because I want to work with people who are ready right now, not in 6 months' time, if that makes sense. And then what is your Facebook profile URL? So that I can check out the people before I get on the phone with them, and then I can also send them a reminder SMS, a reminder message on the Facebook profile. Okay, so it's very, very handy, and it will increase your show up rate if you get in touch personally again on Facebook to say, hey, looking forward to your call, to our call tomorrow. That's it, right? And then last but not least, calls may or may not be recorded for quality and training purposes. So why do I put this? Because I record all my calls, and I teach my students to record all their calls, because only this way you'll be able to improve. Only this way you'll be able to go back and watch your own sales calls and, yeah, figure out, why did you not convert? What did you say wrong? How were your emotions and things like that? And to not have like this surprise feeling on the call. You know, when you get on a Zoom call and the Zoom call is recording, you're like, automatically it's like a very different energy, rather than if it's not recording. But if you prepare the people, and if you say to the people, hey, this call may or may not be recorded for quality training purposes, it's fine. People will not be surprised, okay? So they don't put their guard up immediately like that. That will increase your conversion rate as well. So that's how I do it. These are my top 3 tips. There's many more, but I think I picked the main most important 3 ones. So number 1, have nurture sequences in place for both, for both calls, for the qualify call and for the strategy session, and send different content which helps them to create and instill that belief. Okay. Number 2, prepare them in the thank you page, tell them what they need to do, and watch the videos. Okay. And number 3, ask the right questions in the form, because if someone actually doesn't want to coach and they're like, it's just like obvious, right? These questions, then they don't fill out the form and they don't book the call, which is what I want. If you're not looking for a coach, don't book the call, right? So it's very clear. And you save a lot of time through pre-qualifying people like that as well, okay? So yeah, let me know in the chat below, was that helpful? And if you wanted to plug into our whole system, just let me know, and just to repeat what that system is. So you will get access to the whole system, which is already created, the qualify calendar, the session, and the strategy session calendar. Then it is going to be connected to 8 different workflows, okay? The system creates 2 different tags. Your contact will be tagged with, hey, booked qualifier call or booked strategy session, right? Then the forms are going to be uploaded into your Coach Marketing Hub account already. So the strategy session form and the qualifier form, then the thank you URL, the sample page over here, then the pipeline, the triggers. So the pipeline is, I'll actually quickly show you this. Opportunities, Pipe Drive. So Coach Marketing Hub has all the tools included, and that's an example. So let's go into my coaching pipeline. You can have unlimited pipelines. And pipelines means people who are who raise their hand to collect your freebie, and then you move them further in the pipeline, right? And my qualifier call is this pipeline, this column in the pipeline, and strategy session, for example, right? So you want to make sure that the names of your people who book are going to pop up in the opportunity tab, so that you always know what's going on. Okay, so the pipeline for the sales calls is already pre-created. You'll just be able to plug into that. And maybe I should talk about the remove triggers as well. Do I have another minute? I think so. So the remove triggers sequence is, let me go into the, yeah. So if people book a call and they don't show up, okay, so you have this whole system in Coach Marketing Hub. You can go into calendar and then appointments booked, and you will see a full list of people who have booked their call with you. And then you can just like change their status, like, okay, confirmed, showed up, no show, cancellation, and things like that. Okay, so for different statuses here, for example, this lady confirmed, here reschedule, invalid, cancelled, showed, no show, and delete. Okay, and according to the status you change here, the triggers, the workflows will be triggered, right? And you can go on and to the no-show, the qualifiers. So if someone doesn't show up for the qualifier call, they get put automatically into the no-show workflow, which means I try to nurture them again and try to make them rebook the call, because sometimes people just forget, even though you've reminded them 20 times, okay? Happens. So they receive 3 different emails to just follow up. Hey, what happened? Did you want to rebook? Click here, okay? So that's 3 different emails. Let's say the person books in the first email. So now they've rebooked, which means you don't actually want to keep sending the other 2 emails and annoy them, because that's just spammy. You just want to take them out of this sequence and put them back into the nurture sequence, which is preparing them for the upcoming call, right? So this sequence over here will make sure it recognizes once they rebooked a qualified call that they're being taken out of the follow-up sequence and being put into the nurture sequence, basically. So that's that. That's what that does. So it's fully automated. You don't need to think about any of that. You don't need to do it manually. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much the summary of the session success implementer and the top 3 tips on how you can increase your show-up rate. Let me just stop sharing my screen. How you can increase the show-up rate and conversion rates in your sales calls, okay? If that was helpful, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know if that was helpful. And if you wanted our help to implement this into your business, install this into your business, let me know and we can chat any further, all right? My name is Dahmen. I'm a business coach. I help coaches and course creators to create, market, and sell their coaching programs and their offers. And I will see you another time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.